Hello and welcome back to the free and open source digital agency series. This series is all about free and open source software that you can self-host in your digital agency. In this part, we will take a look on Plausible, and also I will show you how you can deploy your own Plausible server. So first, we need to talk a little bit about Plausible. And if you go to plausible.io, you can read more, but in a nutshell, Plausible are free and open source web analytics. You don't need any cookies, and they are fully compliant with GDPR, CCPA, and the PCR. You can also track events, goal conventions, and campaigns. You can set up different goals in your Plausible dashboard, and also you can set up your Google Search Console integration. But what's really good about Plausible, that you can invite team members. Those can be your employees, or you can invite your customers or clients there, and you can share your dashboard. You can also set up Plausible Analytics dashboard in your WordPress site, and I will link video in description where you can see how you can do it. So let's get started with the Plausible installation. So to begin with, I already created complete Plausible installation guide, but in that video we was using Cloudflare tunnel to set up our proxy. But in this case, we have our own Nginx proxy manager, and we have our Cpanel, which is our DNS server and email server. And in this video, I will show you what you need to do in the Cpanel, Nginx proxy manager, and also in the Portainer to successfully set up the installation guide. Everything else is the same like I created in the video before. So I will leave link in description for updated installation guide for this part, and all you need to do is to copy and paste the Docker Compose file in the Portainer, but I will show you. So let's go to our Cpanel, in which we will need to create our domain first. So when you navigate to DNS and add and delete records, you select your domain and you name it Plausible or Analytics. The choice is yours, what you want to name it. TTL is by default always the same, and you will paste the server IP of your Portainer instance and you click add. Once we have our domain in our DNS server, now we will need to create our SSL certificate. So we go to SSL, add SSL, and you choose Let's Encrypt. You name domain Plausible. You agree to the terms, and you click Save. This will take 10 seconds in this case, because we already have SSL for other subdomains. Alright, once our SSL is deployed, we go to proxy hosts. Once again, we type our Plausible instance. You press enter. Scheme, you will leave that on HTTP. You paste the Portainer server IP, and forward port, in this case, I will be using 8004. You want to block common exploits and enable WebSockets. And lastly, you will need to select the SSL that we just created. And you click Save. Last thing, you need to go to your Portainer instance. You go to Stacks. and you will add a new stack, and you can name this stack Plausible. And you will copy and paste the Docker Compose file that I leave in the documentation, and you will need to edit the values that will be in the square brackets. For example, you will need to change your name, you will need to add your custom subdomain, and also your API keys if you want to set up Google Search Console integration, or even Max.MindGo IP location. And for the email service, I will prepare the compose file where you can only paste the mail credentials that we already created for other applications like Vault Warden that we deployed before, or the Nextcloud. All you need to do is to just add a new mail sender in Cpanel. So once you edited the config, you just go and deploy the stack. So let me go see the Plausible, and once everything is deployed, you will see that all the Plausible containers are running and there are no issue present. So we can go check our Plausible, and as you can see, our Plausible is running, and you can register your account if you enable the registration, or you can just log in instead if you disable the registration in the compose file. So I really hope that you won't go into any issues with this. It is pretty straightforward, and yeah. What I can recommend for you, if you don't want to go through hassle installing and managing your own infrastructure, you can support Plausible project by signing up for their monthly or yearly billing, which is pretty cheap into my eyes, and you can directly support this open source project. So as I mentioned, please follow the documentation that I created for you, and if you follow everything step by step, you won't run into any issues. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next part where we will deploy our own CRM system, which I'm using also for my business, and many of my customers also really like and love using a perfect CRM system. So stay tuned and take care. Bye bye.